Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft Ideas. This time we're gonna look at some beautiful trees. I made two different kind of trees, two big ones and two small ones, just in case you don't want to be that big and want to build something smaller. So let's get right into it, shall we? First off is this beautiful majestic tree. I tried to add some bumps here and there, you can see in some trees. As you can see on the picture, I tried to mimic some of the tree stumps, kind of like they all sometimes have these little stumps on the side of the trees. I don't really know what they are. I think maybe they were branches once, but now the branch got like destroyed, or maybe because of a storm or something got knocked off. I don't know. Not really that much to say about it. I tried to use a lot of different kind of woods. The main wood I used was some jungle and strip jungle. Tried to switch it off here and there. Had some fences, some signs, some buttons, just to get more of a wild feeling to it, so it doesn't look clean at all. Try to get it as wild as possible. For the lighter parts, I use some birch wood logs and also some just normal birch logs. Then for the stumps that I said in the beginning, I use some more jungle log and packed mud. The packed mud really adds to the stumpiness of everything. And on the left side, I try to do a little bit more of a darker color as it, just look at where the sun is at and then maybe add some darker color or where you want it to be. So on this side it's a little bit darker, and on this side it's still just a tiny bit lighter. You can also switch it off here and there, so you have darker colors below these stumps over here. As you can see, below this stump, the stump itself is pretty dark, but below that I try to make it a little bit more darker than on the other sides. Just have to play around with the colors, see what works best for you. And in my opinion, this worked the best for me. Then on top you can add more branches to the side. I added one silly little branch here and expanded with the oak leaves, mangrove leaves, and just experiment with what kind of leaf that you want. If you want to have some flowers to it, maybe add some azalea flowers to it, maybe add some cherry blossom, or experiment with some terracotta. On the bottom I add some moss on the, I don't know, I don't think this is south, this is facing east. I would recommend building moss more on the west side, as that's where the sun barely comes, so it makes more sense of moss being there in the first place. This is on the east side, so it doesn't really make that much sense. I kind of screwed that one up, but that's on me. I want to take our shaders away. You see that this tree also really works. Even though I use more lighter blocks to the right and dark blocks to the left, it still looks pretty decent and still works without any shaders. For the next one, I built some kind of pine-like tree. You know, those very big pine trees which barely have any leaves at the bottom and also barely have leaves on the top. Try to play around with some shades, as you have those empty branches, the little bulky branches. You probably see those on the image as well. Just small little wooden things coming out of the tree which doesn't barely have any leaves, or maybe used to have leaves but not anymore. I also try to add some leaves here and there on the chains. Mainly more the higher you go, the more leaves there are, with the top part being almost completely filled with leaves. But as I said before, this kind of tree doesn't really have that many leaves, so just having the bare minimum works. So just having the bare minimum works pretty well. We go around it, see it pretty much the same all around. The tree itself is made out of stone, polished deep slate and azalea block, and on the bottom the moss block going into the tree to make it feel more natural. Add some walls here and there to make it more dynamic, and in my opinion this color palette works very well. Even though it's barely made out of wood, maybe like halfly made out of wood, it still looks very tree-like. Yeah, and if you take our shaders away from this one, I actually forgot to remove snow. Yeah, I tried to add some snow down there and see how that worked, but I think I prefer the greenness. If you take our shaders away, you'll see that this tree actually works almost even better in my opinion. The black from the deep slate comes out a little bit more, and the gray is a little bit more grayer, which adds more color variation to this tree, and it just adds a little more characteristics. and just adds a little bit more of that, well, very old and robust character to the tree. Now we're gonna come to the smaller trees, just in case you don't want to build those big trees and have a gigantic forest, which will take you hours and hours to make. Maybe you just want to have a couple of small cute little trees. Then we're gonna come over to this one. You can compare this tree a little bit to a bonsai maybe, but just a bigger bonsai. It's made out of birch, almost completely made out of birch, with some variation of the birch blocks. As you can see, it has some stairs, some fences, and it has some, I think it's oak, not this oak, yeah. Oak leaves, more moss to make it denser. I use the same technique with that one. And you just have to play around with the organic feeling of the tree. If you look at the leaves, as you can see that I try to make some movement in the leaves, so I try to do it some wavy. Kinda hard to explain, but I think it will make sense if you look at it, right? It's very dynamic looking. That's also the reason how I can pull off this little amount of leaves. Like if you look at the leaves itself, you will see that there are not that many leaves, but just because they are layered like this, and very dynamic, it looks like it has more leaves than it actually does. And if you look at this tree without the shaders, it still works very decently. Well, you can add some more wood here and there, maybe that's just a tiny bit more leaves or some vines or glow berries around it. But other than that, I think this works just as nicely. It's a very nice little tree that you can place wherever you want. And then for the next tree, I tried to play a little bit with terracotta, with some glazed terracotta and lights, with these frog lights. I gotta say, I expected less of this one, but in my opinion it actually worked out pretty well. It looks like it's flowers, like if you look away from it. It kind of looks like those flowers that are dipping down. If you look at the materials that I used, try to use darker blocks for the wood, so that the flowers and the leaves like jump out a little bit more. If I made it lighter, I think it will kind of blend in one big part, which I didn't really want. I really wanted the flowers to like jump out, and it's the first thing you will see. But the wood itself is made out of spruce logs and spruce planks and trapdoors and all different kind of wooden blocks. You can probably see one of each. And on the bottom of the spruce log, I also got some soul. And if you look at this tree, it really worked without shaders very well. Removing the shade really didn't downgrade it in my opinion. It still worked very well. And if you look at it from afar, you will still think that it's mainly flowers, and the yellow wall still jumps out more than the wood does. And there you have it. Those are 4 different kind of trees that you can place in your Minecraft world. And I hope you had a blast looking at it and had a wave of inspiration coming over you for your own little trees. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.